All right, so we just started lesson on value and shading, gradient, all different type of techniques associated with ranges and lightness and darkness. So before I left, I gave you or assigned you guys this little mountain sheet, right, with a grid. So we previously used the grid technique to draw parrots. So we're gonna do the same thing, but we're drawing mountains, right? And so what I really want you to focus on with this particular project is the light and the dark areas. I personally like to start with the darkest areas first. Start with the dark first. So what I'm looking for when I'm grading, I want to make sure the darks are dark. So when you first scan, after you put all the lines, you make sure everything is correct. You grid it. You had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the grid, and A, B, C, D, all that good stuff. Make sure the grids are synchronized or calibrated. All right. So then look at the darkest areas first. Take your pencil, and I want you to shade. Use tiny little circles. I do not want to see the chicken scratch and all that texture on my papers. Use small circles, okay? Pencil in the darkest area first. Then you're going to go to the next, the lighter tones. Work your way backwards, all right? Because I don't want you to go light to dark, because what happens is you usually have you go too dark too fast. So then when it's the darkest areas, you don't have enough range in your pencil because you already went too dark. So start with your darkest and work your way backwards, okay? Do not blend, because the blends is going to mess your stuff up. Try to get the values in the right spots, all right? That's why I said really spend the time to get the outlines correct, because once you have the outlines, it's easy to map in where your values go, okay? So try your best. I'm looking for your picture to look exactly like the reference, as close as possible. Make sure my mountains aren't too high or too low. They should look like the picture, okay? First thing I want to do is I want to calibrate or synchronize the grid. So I'm going to start off by numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm going to number 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, if you want, you can do this. Not if you want, do this. A, B, C across the top. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. A, B, C. This helps. Trace the main lines of the first form that we're seeing. Okay, so we got that mountain with a little line on it. I'm gonna do the same on this part so that it easily stands out when it's time for me to draw this on my paper, on my grid below. Okay, now I'm looking at where these lines are hitting in these boxes. So the top of this mountain is in F2, and the very tip of it is in row 1, column F. So I'm gonna go to row 1. Okay, so let's find F1. Okay, so I'm looking at where is it hitting within that grid. It's hitting right at the bottom of that little rectangle. So I'm gonna try to match it. All right, so I think I got it. So then notice it crosses the next box, G. So we're gonna have it cross over on G a little bit. Okay, so then we see that it kind of goes down from G and it goes over a little bit. So let's make sure we got that happening as well. Then I'm noticing this little triangle that's happening here. Let's make sure we got that. And then an H2 is going diagonal almost clear across it like a seat belt or something. Okay. And so it doesn't go to the bottom corner. It stops like up here as I'm looking at the reference. So we still should have some space. So as you're drawing, make sure you're correcting mistakes, because we don't want to have a ugly drawing, right? So check out this one. It's making a small little triangle. This is in I3. So go to I3. Is that I3? No, that's I2. So I2. Then in 3I, it's crossing like that. So 3I, we want to cross the same way. Okay. Continue on, and I'll check back in with you guys once I have. All right, guys. So I got my lines basically on my paper for my mountain. Make sure that they're all light pencil pressure, so if I need to go and adjust anything, it's easily erasable. So make sure you got a nice and tight outline that's looking good, and then we can start working on the bigger shapes. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing, the darkest values being like in these areas. So I want to make sure I'm using most of my pencil pressure in these areas right here. The sky isn't as dark as this, so make sure we don't go too dark. So this should be a little bit lighter than this part of the mountains. Okay, then we got like this little mid-tone type situation happening here, and we got bright whites. Maybe this is white, but we do have some mid-tones coming in. So let's go ahead and start breaking up the paper into the different values. So I just blocked out my sky, and so now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my values. So I want to use little circles so that I don't have that texture, that little scratchy look to it. And so everywhere I see this, I'm starting with my darkest areas first and work my way back, right? So all this area needs to be the same value. Make sure it's dark so that our whites can pop out. Okay, guys, check me out. So it took me about 10 minutes just to, get my line work. So this takes time. All right, you should not be able to sit in one class period and claim you're done and say you put your best effort into it. So I'm expecting you to take your time. All right, so make sure all my values are dark like they're supposed to. So using your tiny circles. All right, so I just practiced. It took me about 10 minutes to get where I'm at right now. All right, so take your time. Make sure your darks are dark. So I'm going to continue on. So hopefully I get back to you guys on Thursday, and we can have class and I can give you some more techniques and help tighten up what you got so far. But yes, it is a grade. Make sure you put your best effort into it. It should not take you only 5 minutes to do this activity. I'm expecting maybe 2 days, right? So you're really taking your time, you're observing, you're looking at those different values, you're finding the different changes. Okay, all right, good luck.